So, Captain Knudsen, thanks for the spoiler alert about my notoriously long remarks, which the crowd will be happy to know that I've whittled down a little bit after talking to my wife Circa last night, and she reminded me that aviators would be heavily outnumbered here today by surfmen. So most of my bad jokes, and they are pretty bad, have been taken out of today's remarks. So, hey, good morning. After leaving the Oregon coast 13 days and 2 hours ago, it's great to be back here on the coast, especially as the rest of the Pacific Northwest is experiencing a heat wave, including my new home of Seattle, where it's forecast to top 100 degrees this weekend. Enjoy this chilly weather. Thank you to family, friends, and shipmates for joining us here today as we celebrate 27 years of military service by Master Chief Dave Pierias. I consider it an honor to be a part of today's ceremony. Thank you, Master Chief, for your long and distinguished service to our Coast Guard and to our nation. During my time at Sector North Bend, I took many trips, some by helicopter, some on the water, even an 8-hour transit on the 52-foot Victory. But one of the more memorable trips I had was a road trip to District 13 in the fall of 2019 with Master Chief and Boatswain Slade. She's already laughing. It included about 15 hours round trip in a government vehicle, or as a GV as we refer to them. And for anyone that's been in one, especially with Chuck Shafter, 3 hours is a long time in a GV, never mind 15. One thing that stood out to me during that trip is that Dave's hair looked as impeccable 7 hours into the trip as it did at the beginning. Minor miracle there. My other takeaway from that trip is that after talking about his family for the majority of our conversations, it's clear that Dave would not be here on this stage today if it were not for the love, support, and sacrifices of his family, wife Lee, and sons Ben and Aiden. Thank you. Linda and Steve, and I heard Katie was a last-minute surprise. Thank you for coming all the way from the East Coast to be here today. For those that don't know, Dave and I took over our respective commands about the same time in the summer of 2018. And it didn't take me long to learn that he has a reputation as being one of the nicest and most polished surfmen amongst a group known for crusty characters and big personalities. It's meant to be a joke. Come on, Ryan.
I knew you were talking to me.
Kidding aside, Dave has had a big impact on me. He and his fellow OICs and CEOs took me, a career aviator, into the surfman fold 3 years ago, and have taught me much about a community that had its start as the life-saving service long before the modern-day Coast Guard was established in 1915. Dave's expertise assisted me as a brand new sector commander and continues to influence my decision-making today about the Coast Guard search and rescue mission, as well as our role in coastal communities like this one here in Brookings that see significant contributions to their economies from the fishing industry. I wasn't the first person Master Chief Pierias has positively influenced. He's had an impact on thousands of people and on our entire service. I want to spend a few minutes talking about that tremendous impact that he's had these last 27 years at the program level with his crews and with the maritime public. When it comes to program level impact, Dave has been on many working groups, panels, and boards, many of which you just heard in that Meritorious Service Medal citation that he received a few minutes ago. That work has influenced the SURF program, the boatswain mate rate, and to ensure the most capable and high-performing individuals are chosen to serve in our senior, most enlisted ranks and as officers in charge. He is frequently consulted by District 13, PAC area, boat forces, enlisted personnel management or EPM, and other headquarters directorates for his surf and leadership expertise as our organization works to solve various challenges and to effect changes aimed at ensuring we remain the world's best Coast Guard. Dave has also had an impact on the crews he served with and commanded while serving at 8 different units over his career here in the Northwest as well as in New England. And I'd like to point out that his service includes holding continuous command at 3 separate units here in the Oregon coast starting back in 2011. During that span, he's played a major role in the professional development of the Coast Guard men and women he served with and commanded. He helped hundreds of shipmates earn their qualifications as boat crew, engineers, and heavy weather coxswains, to name a few. He has also helped many achieve the ultimate pinnacle of our service's boat driving professionals, surfmen, a certification in which Master Chief himself has proudly held since 2002. Not only has he impacted our operational crews, but he has mentored, developed, encouraged, and helped over a dozen boatswain mates successfully pass their officer-in-charge boards, several of whom are here today and who continue to develop the next generation of Coast Guard women and men in their own right. The most significant impact Dave has had in his career is the more than 1,200 mariners who he has assisted or saved over the last 27 years. Think about that. 1,200 people who are in distress and who are now able to celebrate life's milestones with family and friends and continue to earn their livelihood thanks to the intervention of Master Chief Pierias and his crews. So that others may live is the essence of the surf community, and Dave exemplifies that motto. While I know we are going to miss Master Chief Pierias and everything he brings to the Coast Guard, I'm confident that his impact will continue to be felt for decades to come. His influence will be felt from those policies and procedures he's helped develop and implement, and that will continue to guide future Coast Guard lifesavers. I know the crews that he has trained and leaders he has groomed will continue to save mariners in distress and make the United States Coast Guard the world's best Coast Guard. Master Chief, thank you for your 27 years of service to the Coast Guard and to our great nation. I hope the best for you and the Pierias family and wish you fair winds and following seas as you embark on the next chapter of life. Thank you.
Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States, Master Chief Boatswain's Mate David M. Pierias. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud tradition of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps, and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Signed, Joseph Biden, Commander-in-Chief. Captain Sable will now present Master Chief Pierias with a certificate of retirement from the U.S. Coast Guard Commandant. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Master Chief Boatswain's Mate David M. Pierias, having been retired after honorable service in the United States Coast Guard, is awarded this testimony as an acknowledgement of duty faithfully performed during a period of over 27 years done at Washington, D.C. this 25th day of June in the year of our Lord 2021. Signed, Carl Schultz, Admiral, U.S. Coast Guard Commandant. Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Coast Guard. This certificate is awarded to Lee, Ben, and Aiden Pierias. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Lee, Ben, and Aiden Pierias has earned grateful appreciation for their unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during their husband and father's Coast Guard career. Your unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible your husband and father's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, Carl L. Schultz, Admiral, U.S. Coast Guard Commandant.